Hey everyone, this week we messed up a bit with our audio recording. It gets better as you progress through the video and we'll make sure that we fix it for the next one. We visited Hill and Ditch at Molesworth Quarry, which is just outside Tarpley, Cheshire, so we could test out the X-Lifter and also try out their pay and play site. In the description we'll leave a link for you to be able to check out their website as well. Hopefully you enjoy this still, and I'll give you a few comments as we go through. What size tyres you got on there? 60. Okay, so I think probably the hardest thing is actually getting down here without slipping on my arse, which doesn't look that easy. In fact, it gives you an impression of just how difficult it's going to be for getting up there in the car. So let's see if we can get up there in the car. I'm thinking probably X-Lifter on the plus 15mm over the off-road height. See if that gets us up there okay.
Seatbelt on just to make sure we don't get anything falling out. We're going to go up there, I think, in the rock crawler mode. We're in low ratio. We're going to also increase our X-Lifter height, I think, just by a little bit. Drive. We're going to go plus 15 over the off-road height, and let's see if it goes okay. Yep, everything's in. Let's see how it goes. Let's close that window up because we don't want my arm coming out the window or anything else coming out for that matter. It looks like most people took a line which would have went somewhere around about here, I'm thinking. Okay, that was pretty easy actually, no problem whatsoever.
outside of Tarpley.
Yep.
And this is Luke. Luke, you've been running the site for a little while.
Yeah, I've been here since April last year. I'm the new site manager and started trying to make changes to the place and get it better for itself and things like that.
I've seen a lot of changes. I came here about, I think, 2 years ago, and there wasn't any of these like tracks all around the outside, and it makes it a lot more interesting. How have you put those tracks in?
Yeah, well, I'm a digger driver myself, obviously. I do that for a job, so I had the digger off a firm and been in here and started creating things with my mind, driving a 5-ton JCB around and just trying to make everyone a bit more happy, a bit more things to do.
And we had a little go on the, we got some like nice little like axle twister piece over there, which we got some good shots going over that piece there. You sort of mounted those bits.
Yeah,
on
well, I created them through where everyone's been at home locked the way. Obviously, I've been doing some maintenance on site, trying to keep the place safe, and we just thought we'd add some axle twisting mounts in and just created them with the machine, and they seem to be paying off. Everyone loves them, yeah.
Yeah, and so you've also got a few safety things you're putting, because I see that you've got like some one-way systems as well now, so you don't get people, hopefully, I guess, coming up and down difficult bits.
Well, that's just to try, and we're obviously sand, so it moves, it changes with the wind, doesn't it, the ground, so way people cross tracks, we're trying to make it more safer and try and maintain the track more by letting people go a one-way route instead of crossing and stuff like that, and it's better for obviously guys who are chilled out more and into a bit more green lane, and it creates a route to get round instead of a bit more free-for-all and stuff.
That's what I was going to say as well, because I mean, what is the actual size of the site? 'Cause it seems, I think where you've put those extra lanes in, it's actually given us more space to actually move around.
Yeah, we've kind of freed up some of the banks. It's 13 acres, the full size, but obviously we're in a hole, so you lose some of the size with the shapes of the banks. That's where the machine come into play. We started climbing up the hills and started grading some tracks off to make routes for obviously off-road for us.
Yeah. And are you planning, that's your Discovery 3 out there, another silver one, are you planning to do anything with that in the future?
Well, yeah, to be honest with you, inspired by yours, I'd like to make it something to look a lot like that. It's great, it's nice to have you here today to show it off and make some videos and stuff.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
We're probably going to, I think, go through a little bit of that water out there in a minute. We've already been up that really steep bit up the back there where you go up the rock piece.
That's actually called the steps, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, the steps, it's like quite on YouTube if you search for things like that, they call it the steps. So.
Yeah, there was quite a big step up there when we went up there, but it didn't seem to have too much of a problem getting up there. But there's a few cars I've seen as well, a bit waterlogged as well, come through some of the deep bits. I mean, roughly how deep is that out in the middle there?
Well, back in last year in the summer, we took a Discovery 1 300 TDI right into the corner, and it was level with the top of the steering wheel. So depending on where our steering wheel was sat, we were 4.5 foot deep. So it's quite a bit of wading depth.
Well, thanks Luke for letting us come along today. It's been really cool, and we're going to carry on and do a little bit more around the back there probably. Thanks a lot then.
Yeah, cheers mate.
Bye.
Thanks.
We're going to test out the X-Lifter, see how it handles these cross-axle twisters. You can see here we've got quite a bit of difference in height between the two sides. See if we get some wheel lift, and maybe even try a couple of different settings out to see how it levels out in comparison to one to the other. So yeah, a couple of 2, 3, 4 places we might be able to get some lift on those wheels. So let's try that out now then.
So we're going to try that now with the X-Lifter currently set in a plus 15mm setting. The vehicle's in its off-road height at the moment, so that means I'm plus 15mm over the standard. We're going to drive down here, see if we get much wheel lift, and see how it goes.
Here we go. Let's see if we get much wheel lift on these axle twisters. Try and keep the steering straight as possible to keep it sort of fairly even. So we get the same type of drive each time, just to see that making the comparison. I think I can feel that bit of traction control cutting in and out then, just as each wheel was lifting off the ground and we're down to the end. Maybe I'll try it in the, perhaps I'll try it in the opposite direction now, just to see what that's like. Wheels just losing traction every now and again, and it's doing its thing, the traction control to keep us moving.
So there we go, that was pretty smooth as we went over there. As I said, that was in the off-road height with a plus 15mm. Perhaps I'll actually just try it one more time now and actually drop it back down to the normal level and see if that makes any difference. Let's put that back down to normal off-road setting height. You better see the vehicle just dropping, and I'll quickly turn around now and see how that changes.
And now we're on the normal setting, just normal off-road setting. See if that makes a difference, that extra small lift that we added. Again, trying to keep it pretty much the same as last time. That's with the steering straight. I think I can feel the car moving a bit more, although it's not probably that much of a difference. Got a really good turning circle on the Discovery 3. It's amazing we can actually get around even the bulk of it. Let's actually just do a little bit of interesting, go up the piece here so we can give the car an impression where it looks when it goes up.
I didn't notice a huge difference there. It'd be interesting to see how that looks on the video in comparison.
Comparing against this Suzuki Jimny, which has got a solid axle, you can see that as it's moving over the undulations, it's actually getting better articulation and less wheel lift. So what I'd say there is the Discovery's air suspension and the independent suspension isn't always the best in all occasions.
Oh look, little Dacia, oh Mitsubishi, I should say. It's been a great day here at Hill and Ditch. I hope you've enjoyed a few of the shots we've taken, especially going up that step. I'd highly recommend it. And don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so next time when we're out and about you can see us again. Thanks a lot, goodbye.